Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and in today's video we're going to be doing a set of unicorn inspired nails. So these are a little bit over the top but they were really fun to do, so I hope you all enjoy watching the video. Now I have a couple of colours that we're going to be using, so I thought I'd show you guys these first. So first up we have Pistachio, then we have Peri Nice, and then next up I have Pink Me Up. Now these three colours are from the new Exotic Summer collection. I'll leave the full swatch video linked below in case you guys missed that. I'm then also going to be using this gorgeous blue, which is called Fiji Water, and I felt as though this blue paired really nicely with the other three colours. For a little bit of sparkle, I'm going to be using a Champagne Spritz as well as a Romantic Spark. And then lastly, I'm going to be using Silver Shrine. You're not really going to see much of this colour. We're just going to be using this as a base for our foils. And that's the colour that we're coming in with now. Now, Silver Shrine is an absolutely stunning colour. It's silver with a bit of a pinky pearlescent effect to it. But whenever I'm doing foils, I like to have a similar colour base underneath. So we're going to be using silver foils. So that's why I popped this colour underneath. And then we're going to cure that in the Kiki London LED lamp for 30 seconds. And these are the foils I'm going to be using. So I believe these are called multi gold and silver, but I'll double check and I'll leave all of the products I use in the description box below. But as you can see, it's a huge selection of different style silver and gold foils. So we're going to be using two of these. First up, I'm going to be using this one. So before applying the foils, you will need the Kiki London foil gel. So I'm going to apply a layer of this over the top of that cured Silver Shrine. And when you're doing a full cover foil nail, you want to make sure you're covering that entire nail with the foil gel, really getting along the side walls and the tip of the nail, a bit like when you would cap with, say, your colour or your top coat. And then once I have cured that for 30 seconds, I'm going to place my foil directly on the top. And I like to place it down right in the centre of the nail and then work my way out towards the sides. Once I have got good contact with the foil and the nail, I swap to using my silicone tool, as this is a lot easier to get those creases out. But I do like to use a combination of my thumb and fingers and that silicone tool. And then I'm very slowly going to peel that back off, and look how well that has transferred. I absolutely love the Kiki London foil gel because I find that all of my foils get at least 99% coverage. It's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't tried it or the foils, I would really recommend checking them out. Now I want to do a little bit of hand painting over the top of this foil design. So I am going to come in and top coat it and then pop that into cure. And then for my hand painting, I'm going to be using my gorgeous Kiki London palette. And then I'm going to pop down all four of those colours I showed you guys at the start. So we have the Pink Me Up, Peri Nice, Pistachio and Fiji Water. Now just jumping back to what I mentioned about top coating our foil before hand painting. The reason I have done this is because if you top coat your foil, you're sealing that foil in. So if you make any mistakes with your hand painting, you're going to be able to wipe it off with some alcohol without wiping off that foil. So it's kind of optional, but I would highly recommend popping that thin layer of top coat down, because then it just means if you do make any mistakes on this step here, you can wipe it off without worrying about disturbing that foil design underneath. Now this is a really simple design. I kind of wanted to go for a bit of a unicorn horn vibe. So we've got that beautiful silver holographic foil underneath, and then over the top I'm going to paint on some curved kind of stripes using all four of those colours and the Kiki London stripe liner brush. Now in between each colour I'm going to flash cure it for 10 seconds just to freeze that colour in place, and then I'm going to clean off my brush with one of the Kiki London alcohol pads. Now flash curing, as I say, whenever I do any hand painting, it is a bit of a lifesaver, because similar to with the whole thing with the foil, if you make any mistakes and you flash cured your colour in place, you're able to wipe off that next colour you've done and if you've made any mistakes. So for example, I've done the pink. If I was happy with that, flash cure it. If I then make a mistake when I'm using the Peri Nice, I'm going to be able to wipe that Peri Nice off without having to wipe off the pink or without smudging or disturbing the pink. So using that 10-second flash cure feature on the Kiki London LED lamp to me, it's a no-brainer. It just really helps you out. It's a bit of a peace of mind, because if hand painting can be tricky, and if you make any mistakes, you don't want to have to keep off wiping off the whole design and things like that. So flash curing, every time I'm happy with a section, I personally find a lot easier. This is a fairly simple design, but for example, you could even decide, oh, I didn't want to use that color or something like that, and you're able to just wipe it off without wiping off what you've done and that you are already happy with. So as you can see here, I'm just painting on these stripes. I wanted them to be fairly thick so that the colour popped for each colour that we're using, but I also wanted them to be separate enough so that you can really still see that holographic foil underneath. So lastly, we're coming in with that gorgeous Fiji water, and I just had a tiny little section left there for the tip of the nail. So I could have probably spaced this out a little bit better, but I did like how all the design flowed. Because we're working at the very tip of the nail, I'm making sure to cap around the edge as well so that the tip of the nail has got enough colour on it. And then even though we have been flash curing throughout each colour, we need to still pop the nail in for a full 30-second cure. Now at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to have this nail all glossy or all matte, so I decided to do a little bit of both. So what I'm going to do is I really wanted to keep that glossy, shiny, holographic foil showing through underneath. So just taking some of the matte top coat, I'm just going to matte top those coloured stripes. So again, I'm doing this using the Kiki London stripe liner brush, and I'm just being really careful that I don't get any on those foil sections. If you do get any on the foil section, then you can just wipe it off with a little bit of alcohol, because again, we've already got that layer of top coat over the top of the foil, so we're not going to disturb that if we started wiping with alcohol. But using the stripe liner brush does make these kind of jobs quite effortless, because the brush does a lot of the work for you. I like to just load up my brush with a generous amount of the top coat and just take my time, and like I said, let the brush do a lot of the work for me. I kind of like let it fan out, let it glide across the nail, and it really does, because the bristles on it are quite thin, it really creates a nice crisp smooth line. And I loved how this design turned out. I love a combination of matte and glossy, and I loved how making the colours matte softened them a little bit more so they didn't draw too much attention away from that holographic base that's underneath. Once we have finished applying all of the matte top coat, we're going to pop this into cure, and because we've fully top coated all the parts of the nail, that is this design finished. I thought it looked really funky, but I absolutely loved it. I think this ended up being my favourite nail in the design. So moving on to the second nail, we're going to be doing very similar with a foil base. So I have already done a 1 coat of Silver Shrine and cured that for 30 seconds. And then I'm coming in again with my foil gel, making sure that that foil gel covers the entire nail, because we're going to be covering the entire nail with foil. This time I'm using that same box of foils, but I'm taking this more pixelated looking one, because this to me had a really unicorn vibe to it, especially the way the holographic particles look. They have a little bit of a pastel effect to them, which worked really well with the colours that I had selected. Exactly the same as before, press down the foil onto your nail, hold it in place. The foil gel is very tacky, so it grabs hold of that foil very easily, and you're able to just smooth everything out. Then I like to very slowly peel it back. So this means if I have any areas that need a little bit more rubbing, I'm able to lay that foil back down. Again, I was really impressed with how well this foil covered. Again, I'm going to come over the top and seal that foil in with my top coat, so that if I make any mistakes with my nail art, I'm able to wipe it off. However, on this nail, rather than a hand painted nail art, we're going to be doing a bit of a marble. But just for a moment, how gorgeous did this look as a full pixelated foil nail? I absolutely loved it. So I want to do parts of this now having a marble. I don't want to cover the entire nail. Again, I still want to be able to see a lot of that fun foil that we've got underneath. So I decided to do my marble a little bit different today. I'm dotting those colours directly on to the nail. And I've not popped down the base coat. Usually I pop down a layer of base coat, because usually I want my marbles to bloom and spread out a little bit more. But I didn't want that effect on this nail. I wanted a more defined marble that's going to stay where I place it. So that's why I've done it this way. If you look through my marble videos, you'll see that I usually do them a couple of different ways, because it does depend on how you want your marble to look. So all I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm dotting those colours down very carefully onto the nail. You don't want to apply too much gel polish. Then I'm taking the dotting tool end on my Kiki dotting tool and I'm just marbling through that gel polish. This way as well, you have a lot of control how the final look of the marble is going to turn out. If you want it to look quite defined, just go through it a couple of times. But if you want it to be more swirly and messy, just keep going through it until you're happy with the effect. Just don't overplay with your marble, as it can then turn to just mixing all the colours together. Now on this now, I just wanted to add on a few little cutesy images. So I'm just going to pop 2 little stamped images down. They kind of weren't necessarily needed because I did feel as though the whole nail looked quite cutesy anyway. But I do like adding in lots of fun different elements to the design. And I wanted this nail set to be quite beginner friendly as well. So I'd say 3 out of 4 of the nails are pretty beginner friendly. It's just if you follow these steps, they're fairly easy to do. Stamping is very easy to do. It just takes a lot of practice, but it's something that I think works brilliant over gel polish. So once we've got our stamped images down, we're going to come in and seal the entire nail in with our top coat. Now on this nail, I opted to use the Kiki London rubber top coat because it's that little bit thicker. And the reason I wanted a slightly thicker top coat for this design is because where we've added the marble in just sections, it can leave the nail looking a little bit uneven, because wherever that marble is going to be ever so slightly raised to the foil nail. The foil part of the nail. So adding a thicker rubber top coat smooths everything out. As you can see, it looks a lot more even than it did before. So that's that nail finished. We're going to move on to the third nail. Now on this nail, I needed a white base. So I'm going to come in first of all with 1 coat of coconut. I'm going to pop my thin first coat of coconut down and then cure this for 30 seconds. Now, as you guys know, I absolutely love Moonlight Pearl. It's one of my favorite colors, and I always seem to pop it over my coconut whenever I'm doing any kind of nail art and I'm working with a white base. I just love the effect that it gives off. It's a little bit hard to pick up on camera, but it gives off this really soft, pretty pearl effect, which I felt as though worked beautifully in this kind of design that I was going for. So of course I had to do this combination. So we've applied a thin layer of Moonlight Pearl, we've cured that. Then I'm going to come over the top with my No Wipe matte top coat. Now this step is completely optional. I personally like to hand paint over a matte surface as I find it a lot easier, and sometimes it looks a lot better when I'm recording as well because you haven't got the light reflecting off of the nail. If you want more confident hand painting, or if you prefer painting over your tacky surface, then you can skip the matte top coat. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do a fairly beginner friendly, easy unicorn nail. So these have been going around for years, these unicorn style nails. They're all over Pinterest and Instagram. I've probably done a couple of them myself in the past, but I think they look so cute. So I wanted to include one in today's video. So starting off, you kind of want to do like this flower crown. And I find the easiest way to do this to keep it beginner friendly is to draw on these more stencil looking flowers. So they start off like we're just doing a bit of a comma shape. And then around that center sort of comma shape that we've created, I end up doing 2 just to make the middle part of the flower. And then wherever, so you've got your 2 going one way, then I like to go the other way and do the next 2, just filling in the gaps and getting slightly larger as we get to the outer parts of the flower. Each color that I've done, I've flash cured it for 10 seconds before moving on to the next color. So if I make any mistakes, I can wipe them off. I do make a mistake further along in the video and I show you guys just to fully explain what I mean and how flash curing helps. And I think flash curing is great when you're a beginner because you are going to make mistakes, and hand painting in my opinion is not easy. So flash curing makes it that little bit more easier, especially if you are a beginner. So we're going to do 3 of these little flowers. I loved how these 3 colors work together. I thought they were such a pretty combination. Then we're going to go on to drawing on our little eyes and eyelashes for our unicorn. So I've got on my palette a little bit of the Kiki London Black Heart. And again, using that same stripe liner brush, I'm just drawing on 2 little slit shapes and then flicking the edges out to make those eyelashes. And it kind of looks a little bit like a sleeping unicorn. I thought it looked super, super cute. Now here is where I'm just really not happy with this eyelash on the side. It's curving up too much. So I'm able to take my alcohol pad and completely wipe that off. And you see I wiped over the flower there, and it's not going to remove any of that flower because we flash cured it. and the flash curing just freezes that gel polish in place so that you can wipe off any mistakes that you do. Once I then was happy with the 2 eyelashes, I popped on a little dot for the nose, flash cured all of that black, and then we're going to move on to doing our little unicorn horn. And this is where I'm going to use that really pretty champagne spritz. I love adding in a little bit of sparkle here, but if you didn't want to do the horn in a glitter, you could use a solid colour instead, or you could even use the black, and I think that would look nice as well. But I did like it with the glitter effect because it just adds a little bit of sparkle. And for the horn, I've literally done just lines and got smaller as we've got to the top of the nail, because I wanted it to still have a little bit of white in between each stripe of the gold to kind of give off that swirled unicorn horn effect. And then once I was happy with that, I'm going to pop that in to cure for a full 30 seconds. And I've been top coating all of these nails as I've done each one because of the fact that I did that on the first nail. So I'm just going to come in and fully top coat again using that no wipe rubber top coat because it's going to smooth everything out from hand painting and leave us with a super smooth high shine finish. The rubber top coat does require a 60-second cure, and then this is what the finished result looked like. The Moonlight Pearl base I thought really suited this design. So on to the next now, we're going to do a bit of a glitter ombre using Pink Me Up and Romantic Spark, and of course I'm going to be using my ombre brush for this ombre. So I'm going to come in at the cuticle area with Pink Me Up, and then I'm going to apply the Romantic Spark at the tip of the nail. Now usually when I do a glitter ombre, I don't do it like this. Usually I would apply my 2 coats of colour to the entire nail, then apply my glitter at the tip of the nail and just feather and fade it back. But I wanted a little bit of a different effect today. I kind of wanted to make it look like that glitter was really melting into the pink. So I applied them how I would normally do a 2-colour ombre, and I really like the effect that it gives off, especially where the Romantic Spark already has a bit of a pink base. It's kind of like a pink gel with glitter in it. It really melted in to the Pink Me Up beautifully. You can't see it as well on the first coat, but I've popped that first coat into cure, and then we're going to repeat it on the second coat because whenever you're doing any kind of ombre, the second coat always looks a lot better. So I've applied my second coat a little bit thinner because the Pink Me Up is super pigmented and I don't want it to overpower the blend where those 2 colours meet. So then I'm applying the Romantic Spark at the second half of the nail. So and then I'm just starting off by blending them together, but where the Pink Me Up and the glitter meet, they kind of just really melt together. So rather than looking like a glitter fade, it looks more like a glitter ombre. I would say there's an ever so slight difference because a glitter fade I feel fades back over the surface of whatever color you've put underneath, where a glitter ombre, the 2 colors just melt together in the middle, and I really liked the effect that it gave off. It does look a little bit as though the glitter is sunk in under the Pink Me Up, and it just all melts together really beautifully, and I think looks a lot softer than having the glitter coming down over the surface. So once I was happy with the second coat of colour, before popping it into cure, I'm going to sink in some of these little angel paper pieces. Now this angel paper, you can buy this at most nail art places. I think I got mine from eBay, but it's really thin. And what that means is it works okay in gel polish. Sometimes encapsulating things in gel polish can be a little bit tricky because you haven't got a thick layer of gel to encapsulate it in. You're only encapsulating with your top coat. But because this angel paper is really thin, you can just push this down into your wet gel polish. So here I'm pushing it down into the wet Pink Me Up and the Romantic Spark. Then I'm going to pop that all into cure and it's going to freeze those little angel paper pieces into the gel. And then you can see it does look ever so slightly uneven, but of course we're going to top coat with my trusty no wipe rubber top coat, which is going to smooth that all out. It's going to encapsulate in that angel paper and smooth out the entire nail. So I'm just floating this over the top, making sure to get really around those angel paper pieces and then popping it into cure. And then as that was our last nail in the set, this is the finished result. So I had so much fun doing these and I love how cutesy they turned out. Thank you all for your suggestions that you've been popping in the comments below. Please do keep them coming and I will work through as many of them as I can. As of always, if you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do hit that subscription button and I shall see you all again next Friday. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.